Cashed a 10x from last night's video. We went 10 and 4, so 71% hit rate on last night's picks. This beautiful 10x right here on all Valorant. We grabbed an under stack on Moist versus Oxygen and a stack on Turtle versus M80, and that cashed nicely. This one almost cashed. Honestly, looking back, if we would have took Braxton Garrett on the under pitcher strikeouts, I think that would have been a better play, and that would have also been another 10x there. I think Lindor got taken off the board, but when something like that happens, you could easily replace him with someone like Pete Alonso, who is also close in the lineup to Brandon and Lindor. Whenever there's these bumps or people taken off the board, just go and check the Mets lineup, for example. You can easily find a replacement. So 3-1 there, 4-0 here, and then the stacks I went for went 3-0 on the all green for Dallas, and then 3-0 on the ops direction for Detroit. This was looking pretty good on Detroit, but then they just absolutely popped off one inning, and then Jack did pretty well. He got 9 strikeouts, quality start, 18 pitching outs, and the win. So obviously this went in the complete opposite direction. Arizona did not do well last night. But this is just proof that these triple stacks do hit, and this is the best way to kind of build your Prizepicks entries. I did want to shout out one guy from the comments, man. Omar, this guy is always tailing as usual. And also shout out to this guy who said not hitting as usual. This was on last night's video, but I told him I literally hit a free 25x for everyone not even a week ago, and I hit 2 10x's, and now we just hit another 10x on the channel, guys. So yes, there will be a lot of slips I miss, and I will not even hit every day. These pay 10x, guys. You can't expect something like this to hit every single day. We played 3 slips last night. We hit 1 10x, which means we're up 7 units of profit. If you put $5 into these slips, you would be up $35. That is a pretty good profit from watching a YouTube video. So shout out Omar, this guy's always tailing, and shout out all of you guys who tailed this and cashed last night. Also, for those of you who recently joined the Discord, I know a lot of you have and are probably watching this video, cashed this 25x. I hope you guys are happy with your decision to join. I've showed you guys time and time again the proof of profits, and we just cashed tonight 25x for you guys who have recently joined. And the last call for Sleeper Fantasy, there is a $500 deposit match. It ends tonight. So if you guys do want a free $500 or at least anything above $100, then make that deposit on Sleeper Fantasy tonight. Even if you have $250 deposit that, they're going to match that with another $250, and that will give you a month free of my Sleeper Fantasy picks. So you could actually tail them and churn through that deposit bonus, so that it actually becomes a withdrawable amount. So $500 deposit match. If you have 500, max it out for sure. Use code OddsJuice. DM me on Instagram, DM me on Discord. Just get a hold of me, and I will add you to my Sleeper group for 1 month free, and I will give you my Prizepicks plus underdog picks for 1 week. So you're getting a ton of value. So not only are you getting $500 from Sleeper, you're getting into a Discord that has a graph that looks like this, that just keeps going up and up and up, and is all verifiable with the link in the description. You're going to find this Google Sheet yourself. You go see how the profits work. That's all I have to say. I don't want to yap too long before getting into these picks, but that is going to make you more money than any single pick I could give you in this video, because that $500 deposit match ends today. So please get on it and take the free money. So for tonight, it's a bit dry. I'm just going to be making 1 4 power. I don't want to force a bunch of things. If I were to give a couple props out on esports, they would all have started by the time this video gets up, or they would have like an hour left of life. So I want to show you some picks that you guys could actually get in. And we're going to start with this Knicks game, and we're going to be stacking once again, as we always do. Now, Pascal, I'm loving right now. He's set at a point too low compared to the sports picks at 21.5. I am liking this prop. If you guys remember last time I was looking at Indiana, I like to grab this relationship between Pascal Siakam and Obi Toppin. So when I'm grabbing Pascal on his over points, I like to grab Obi Toppin on his under points. Why? Because he's a bench player. He's going to bleed into minutes for Siakam. So the more minutes that Siakam gets, the more likely he is to go over his points prop, which means the less minutes Obi Toppin gets and the less likely he is to go over his points prop. So you grab this sort of inverse relationship, and you could see it easily in the past 5 games. Siakam cleared it in the second game, 4th game, and 5th game. If you go and check Obi Toppin only cleared it in the 1st, 3rd, and 5th game. So the only game that they actually hit this over together was in the most recent game. If you check the graph, everything else is opposite. So Obi Toppin cleared in game 1 and 3. Siakam cleared in game 2 and 4. And then in 5 is the one that they got similar. So why am I going for over on Siakam and under on Obi Toppin? That is where I like to use the sportsbooks juice. So on Bet365, you can see Pascal Siakam is set at 22.5 on the points prop. And then there's about a 50-50 split that he goes over or under. Now we get 21.5 on Prizepicks. And of course, that is crucial. You guys know how many times you lose by half a point. And you can actually see it on May 14. He got exactly 22 points. If we would have had him at 22.5, we would have lost this prop. So every half point is going to count, especially when his averages are around that 20 to 25 point mark. Now for Obi Toppin, we're not actually getting him at a higher value. We're not getting him at 9.5 or anything. He is set at 8.5 on the sportsbooks too. But you are going to see he is more favored to go under than to go over. So minus 125 means I have to lay down $125 to profit $100. At minus 105 on his over, I only have to lay down $105 to make that same $100 profit. So the sportsbook is basically saying it's more expensive to take the under because they know it's more likely to happen. If they know it's more likely to happen, that means they're going to have to pay you out more often, which means they have to charge you more to take it. So that is why they are juicing their under. Their model is basically telling them that is more likely to happen. So pretty simple. That is going to be the first 2 picks. And now we're just going to turn this into a 4 power with the Denver versus Minnesota game. And I'm going with Jokic. I'm loving his 8.5 assist prop. And when I'm taking an assist prop, I'm thinking, who am I going to be pairing this up with? I know he only got 2 assists last game, but they played terribly. They scored 70 points in all 4 quarters. That is not going to happen again tonight in an elimination game. I'm expecting it to be tighter, and the Denver Nuggets should come out actually winning this game. So you're not going to see Jokic getting 2 assists again. That is just not going to happen. Maybe you get 7, but we're going for that over 8.5 assists. And if we go and check the juice on this prop, you can see nice juice towards the over at -125. He's basically as favored to go over 8.5 assists, just like Obi Toppin is favored to go under 8.5 assists. They both have juice towards those specific directions at -125. So obviously that's good to see. Now, once you're taking this Jokic prop and it's over 8.5 assists, you love it, you already threw it into your entry, you should be thinking right away, who could I pair this up with that also makes sense so that when Jokic goes over the assists, that player will also go over their points. Now, obviously, you want to take someone on their points prop. And on this Denver team, there's a couple options you could go with. There's KCP, who gets a lot of his points from assists. I wouldn't go Jamal Murray in this case because I've showed in previous videos he has only about 38% of his field goals made are going to be assisted. So he doesn't benefit from Jokic assists as much as someone like Aaron Gordon, KCP, or Michael Porter Jr. Now, in this case, I'm going with MPJ because I don't like where Gordon and KCP are set at 14 and 9 points respectively. MPJ, as I could show you, at 13.5 points, which does have juice towards the over at -134. On the other hand, KCP is set at 9.5 on the sportsbooks and 9 at Prizepicks, so we are getting a half a point of value there, but you can see heavy juice towards his under, and I just don't like that 9. That's a very high probability that he pushes that line because he does score a lot of threes, and 9 is that perfect 3 mark. Then Gordon, on the other hand, I would take at 13.5, but at 14 it's just too high. We got more juice on MPJ at the 13.5 points prop than Gordon actually has on his over 13.5 points. So definitely not a good play on Gordon over 14 points. MPJ is definitely the play to pair up with Jokic tonight, and we're going to go and see Michael Porter Jr. If we check his points from assists, 92.3% of his field goals made are going to be assisted. That is amazing to see. I mean, this guy's not scoring a bucket unless that stuff is assisted. And if Jokic is having a great assisting game, you're going to see MPJ, especially at this low point total at 13.5 points. I know he had some terrible games. We're going to look into that right now. I'm going to show you that it doesn't matter too much, but it's looking great on this stack here. So let's take a look at MPJ and why his point drop is actually so low. It was at like 16.5, 17.5 throughout the other series. It's all the way down at 13.5. because of these past 3 recent games. Last game was just a terrible game for the Nuggets as a whole. They only scored 70 points. MPJ shot terribly, 3 of 9, and the team just did terrible in general. As I said, I'm not expecting that tonight. Denver should take this game home. They're a pretty decent favorite tonight, and you're not going to see them score 70 points. I highly doubt that. That is just an anomaly. They are going to score around 100 points, and that is going to be a massive difference for that points total for MPJ, of course. He also got reduced minutes because of the blowout, only 31 compared to his averages where he was around 40 points, 35, 36 even, where of course he's going to be hovering again tonight in an elimination game. He's definitely putting in 35 plus points. Now, what about the other 2 games where he did terribly? Well, in this game right here, you're going to see he shot 2 of 10. Again, that's a terrible split, and it's unlikely for that to happen once again. And then in this game where they actually won 115 to 107, he only shot 4 times, which is way below his normal field goals attempted. You're going to see every other game, even including the ones that he went under in the past, 4 field goals attempted is just not normal. This is called an outlier. It's an anomaly. It's not going to happen. He should be getting at least 9 field goals attempted tonight. So along with the fact that his points prop has dropped quite significantly from where it was in previous games, along with the fact that he has good juice, and along with the fact that it's an elimination game, and we're correlating with Jokic, this is a great stack. I'm absolutely loving it tonight. So let's see if we can carry forward the momentum from last night's 10x and cash another one tonight. But remember guys, these pay 10x, so keep your expectations low. Let's lock this in.